Wow, David, how could you be so excited for the Tetris movie? A whole trilogy.
Wait, really?
Yeah?
Why? How can you possibly make Tetris into a trilogy?
Well, the question at first is, how can you make Tetris into a
How can
movie?
you make a movie? Yeah, okay.
Well, the
Have we-
description
actually-
is that it's going to be high sci-fi and aliens going to attack or something.
Yeah, okay. So I've heard that, but have they released any more information about it yet? Like,
I don't think so.
oh god, that's gonna end. So that
Well, to answer the trilogy question, David, if you just try real hard,
you can turn anything.
You can stretch a single story into 3 movies, even when that was the intention to begin with.
All right, if you're gonna bring up the Hobbit,
Movie series do it all the time. Where if it's the last in a series, they just turn it into 2 movies.
oh,
And how
well,
hard can
yeah.
it be to turn one story into 3 movies?
Admittedly, yeah, Harry Potter was stretched a bit thin by having.
Well, yeah,
Deathly
it's
Hallows
because
be two
like
parts.
and then part 1 was all build up, part 2 was all climax.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because yeah, like Deathly Hallows Part 2 was like basically one big long action sequence, and
Wow, yeah, you're right.
it was the same way with well, while I liked all of these movies that we are talking about, because as we have established, I don't really particularly care about movies that most people don't like. The same way that the third Hobbit movie was. It was basically
Yeah.
just one very, very long action sequence.
Single action sequence.
It was when we got to the part where Thorin Oakenshield had his dream sequence thing, I was like, all right, now you're just stretching for time.
Hey, can you tell me what happened to the Arkenstone? You can't, can you? You
I
can't.
don't remember now.
Exactly. That's because the Arkenstone wasn't in the original story.
No, it wasn't.
So they didn't think that hard about it.
Yeah.
By the way, this tiny stretch of level is gonna feature enemies that are from previous levels.
Oh, because we haven't
'Cause
seen
we-
enough of that stuff already.
Kinda. Well, we just killed the mannequins, by the way. Soon we will get a rundown of other enemies from other areas. And we're seeing a massive elevator getting activated.
I'm becoming more and more glad that I never really decided to dig too deeply into this game, actually, to be honest.
Oh, it's really skippable. I don't know, if you just want like more Dark Souls filler, dare I say,
Yeah.
then I guess this would scratch that itch.
But yeah, it's like...
Oh, hey,
no.
two-headed horse.
Yeah. Executioner's
Oh, hey,
Chariot.
boss.
Yeah, but
No,
it really
no,
is
this
just like...
this is just horse. This is an Executioner's Chariot.
Executioner's horse.
Well, the Executioner's dead.
It,
This is a horse you don't need no executioner.
Yeah, this game really is like even down to how you just do bosses over and over again as just regular enemies.
What are you talking
or-
about? 2 Dragon Riders is totally different from 1.
It really is just filler. Like,
You can really tell just how long to beat this game is. Like, it's really long.
yeah.
And this game would have been longer. I'm pretty sure some levels were cut. For example, there should have been a level between Earth and Peak
Yeah,
and
Earth
Iron
and Beacon.
Fortress.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Iron Peak.
I don't understand. Like, is it literally just because they were like, we need to capitalize on the popularity of Dark Souls and just make another one now? Like,
I guess.
because I can't fathom any other reason why this, Like, why this would be a thing?
Well, this battle was in Scholar of the First Sin, not in vanilla.
Of course.
And so many improvements they made in Scholar of the First Sin release. Oh, by the way, David, you're wrong. This is actually the best Souls game. Okay, the best one. Oh, hey, Alon. Actually, hey, Gargoyles. Aren't you a boss?
Alright, so are you going to... Oh, bye, Souls.
No, okay, my proof to you is that, strangely, Dark Souls 2 is the highest rated Souls game on Metacritic.
Oh god, is it?
It is, yes. More than Demon Souls, more than Dark Souls 1, more than Dark Souls 3.
Let's see, Dark Souls 2. I'm gonna look this up for myself because I find that hard to believe.
Well, no, you can just type in the search bar Dark Souls, and then you can see
Souls
like
2.
the ratings for all the Souls games.
Dark Souls. Well, I'm just. Let's see. Which. Well, we'll just open everything. Like, huh. There we go. Yeah. Alright. So let's... Alright, where are we going? I'm gonna give that a moment to load. What are we up to?
We have a lot of this room that's like completely devoid of anything interesting. That's about it. Oh, hey, Knights from Heights Tower of Flame.
So let's see. The PlayStation 3 version of Dark Souls has an 8.7 user score and an 89 critic score.
This is the first Dark Souls 1, yes.
Yes, Dark Souls 1 on PS3. Dark Souls 1 on PC has an 85 Metascore and a 7.4 user score because the PC version is not a fantastic port. That's understandable.
Yes.
And Dark Souls on Xbox 360 is the same critic score, but an 8.4 user score. So it's
okay.
Xbox 360 is apparently 0.3 worse than PlayStation 3. Whatever that means. Let's see. Dark Souls 3 on PS4 has an 89 Metascore and an 8.9 user score. There's a parity there. Nice.
Yes.
On Xbox One, it has an 87 Metascore and an 8.5 user score. So again, the Xbox version is worse. Interesting. And Dark Souls 3 on PC has a 90 Metascore and an 8.6 user score.
Okay, before we get into Dark Souls 2, what is Demon Souls?
Oh, I didn't open that one.
Because I think there is fair to compare them.
Demon's Souls. At least that one's exclusive to PS3, so it's not going to be...
Yeah. Okay, so far, Dark Souls 3 is better than Dark Souls 1, which I agree with.
Ugh, that mimic. Demon Souls is an 89 Metascore and an 8.9 user score.
So about the same as Dark Souls 3. Understandable.
Pretty equal to Dark Souls 1, actually.
1, okay.
And 1 on PS3 and 3 on PS4.
Yeah.
So Dark Souls 2... Are we going... Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna... Oh boy. Right, it has a difference between Scholar of the First Sin and the normal release as well.
That's the normal release.
Ooh, Scholar of the First Sin is received a lot worse, actually. Ha!
Somehow.
Funny. It also does not... The PS3 and Xbox 360 versions do not have critic scores for Scholar of the First Sin, so that's cute.
Yeah, I think some websites are like, whatever, we already did this game.
But yeah, okay, so all 3 versions of Dark Souls 2 have a 91 critic score.
Yeah, the best in the series.
However, the PC version has a 7.1 user score, which is odd because the port is actually way better than Dark Souls 2.
That's actually pretty weird.
The PS3 version has an 8.2 user score, so still lower than all of the other ones. And the Xbox 360 has a 7.9 user score. So once again, the Xbox 360 is still worse.
Yeah, I think maybe it's to do with the community on Xbox or something. Yeah, so...
Now real
okay,
quick.
For me... Okay.
Real quick, if we want to put the cap on this, the PC version of Scholar of the First Sin has an 80 critic score and a 7.3 user score.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's actually the weirdest.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's including the DLCs for Scholar of the First Sin.
Yeah.
And the DLCs are actually not that bad. So if you're adding that extra quality, you know, you'd think that at least improve the score, or maybe remain the same, I'm not sure.
And again, like, the port is not bad for Dark Souls 2, so, like, from a technical standpoint, it doesn't make sense to mark it down either.
Yeah.
Or, I guess, not give it, like, full credit, I should say. Don't want to fall into the trap that people usually do, where they assume that reviews start at 5 out of 5, or 10 out of 10, or 100 out of 100, and then go down from there. That's not how reviews work, by the way.
Yeah.
They start at 0 and count up, not at 10 and count down.
No. No, they don't.
Oh, who's this fellow?
We got Silent Hill Monster.
Yeah, like, what's he? He's having a bad day, but, like, who is he?
I don't know.
Oh, and we found another invisible guy. purely by chance there.
Yeah, by chance. I didn't know he was there until I punched him.
Our right hook happened to catch him off guard.
Yeah.
He was trying to hide. Like, he just wanted to have a nice sleep by his little cage here, and then just crack right in the side of the head.
Yeah. By the way, we needed to go up here because you got the key to the King's Passage.
Yeah.
That's the way to the boss.
Of course. What's a strong magic shield?
There's a lot of treasure chest here.
That's a very inventive spell name right there.
Yes, it's strong, it's magic, and it's a shield. You gotta go through the whole song, man.
I need to play Metal Gear Solid 3 again, actually.
Yeah.
It's such a good game. Like, man, I could go off about Metal Gear Solid just all by itself, to be honest.
Well, I'm not that familiar with the series. I know of it. I know some things.
Well, it's... So, Metal Gear Solid...
Oh, boy.
I don't know how much...
I have watched... Wait, have you played Phantom Pain?
I've not actually played... I've played the first hour of it. I've not played any further yet.
Okay, so you don't know the full story.
I know a good amount of it, mostly because I've spoiled a lot of it for myself.
Do you know, like, the big reveal?
Yes. I'm gonna say... Okay. I'm gonna say yes. If it's related to the main character of the game, then yes.
Okay, yeah. Then okay, we didn't. Both of us know what we're talking about then.
Yeah.
Because I know of it because that's I've watched a playthrough of Phantom Pain.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody watching, just in case they happen to like Metal Gear Solid.
It's a pretty good twist if you're a Metal Gear fan.
It is, and it's
like I think it's a good twist, and I'm not a Metal Gear fan.
It does. It's interesting because of the way that it ties into like the original Metal Gear games.
Well, actually, the entire series, I think.
Yeah, it's a very like it's the kind of thing that a developer who wasn't Hideo Kojima probably would have just forgotten 15 years ago and never brought up again. Like wouldn't
even bothered because it took so long or something.
Exactly. So it's very interesting, definitely. But yeah, like Metal Gear Solid, man. It is a shame that the Phantom Pain is so comparatively light on story, because
like the last third of the game doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, there's that too. But like as much as I love the gameplay of the Metal Gear Solid games, and I do, like I think that Metal Gear Solid 3 is pretty much the high mark for stealth games. It's what most, like, at least console style stealth games I feel should kind of strive to be.
Thief reboot, eat your heart out.
I don't hate that either.
What is wrong with you?
I've been quite enjoying my time playing the Thief 2014.
Oh God.
But oh, thank you for. Was that a buff, or was he trying to, like?
Guess who?
Oh God.
Guess who too?
Ah! Oh!
Yeah.
This is
Two of
so
them.
bad.
This is how you do bosses. You have two. Remember Ornstein and Smo? They're shit. Get a load of these guys. Two Dragon Riders, two Pursuers. Fuck you.
This is how you make things more difficult for players.
So we're up to 9 on Pursuers now. 9. You fight this boss 9 times. Yeah.
God. Good God. Well, yeah. Anyway, just to kind of wrap it, like, as good as Metal Gear Solid 3 was, like, the Phantom Pain, from a gameplay perspective, kind of blows it out of the water. And so it's really a shame to me that, like, because I adore the stupidity of the story and dialogue in the Metal Gear Solid games, and I wish that the Phantom Pain had, like, I'm sure it'll have enough for me when I actually do start getting really into the game, but I wish that it had more. Like, I wish it wasn't, because everybody who's a fan of the Metal Gear Solid games says that Phantom Pain is very light on the story.
Yeah, there's a distinct lack of cutscenes in that game.
Yeah. And admittedly, like, considering the ending cutscene of Metal Gear Solid 4 is literally, like, 45 minutes long, that's maybe not a bad thing. But
okay, so I've seen, like, the final, like, fight between Solid Snake and Liquid Ocelot.
Yeah.
Is that 45-minute cutscene after that fight?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. You have that fight, and then it goes into a very, very,
pretty much a movie.
Yes, it basically is. Like, and then you get the credit roll.
Which is how long?
I don't actually remember. That might actually be included in the. I don't know for sure. But that's, like, even the cutscenes between chapters in Guns of the Patriots are incredibly long. Like, I can remember I was playing it at my friend's house one time when I was staying over with him over the summer, and I had gotten to the end of, I think, chapter 3, and it was around 8 o'clock at night, and so I was like, I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna make something to eat now, and so just started the cutscene running. Like, I just walked out of the room to start making myself some food, and like 20 minutes later, when my food was done and I started eating, that string of cutscenes connecting the two chapters was still going. So yeah, like, the complaints about cutscene length in Metal Gear Solid games has merit.
It's very weird, because, like, in the previous games, it's like, oh man, these are too long, too much, and in Phantom Pain, it's like, there aren't enough.
Yeah, like,
It's very weird.
Your solution to the length of cutscenes was basically to just remove them entirely. Okay.
Pretty much.
I mean, you do you, but I don't know how many people who are fans of the Metal Gear Solid games don't like the story, though, because that's the majority of the draw. I would think.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like it's so gloriously stupid, and at the same time, that's kind of what's so compelling about it. It's like the way I like to describe it is that, like, Metal Gear Solid is basically like it's kind of like if you took Call of Duty and passed it through as many anime filters as you can think of.
Oh, yeah.
Like that is
Let's
kind of the essence
robots
of
now. Well,
Yeah.
actually, Call of Duty nowadays, since it's going to sci-fi, yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
actually, like the lines between Metal Gear and Call of Duty are getting blurred as we speak.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben Hart. Oh, hey, Boyd. I think we summoned Boyd for the Freya fight, and Ben Hart, you know him.
The next game in the Call of Duty franchise is actually going to be Call of Duty Solid.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
It's
wearing
gonna
our
have,
armor.
It's gonna have mechs. Oh, hey, I'll face
Ah.
myself.
Except without the weapon and shield.
Yeah. I was actually using his weapon in one of my builds. No, it's great shield though.
Oh,
I don't know much difference.
that's strange to me. I don't know.
Why,
I'm all shields all the time in these games.
Whatever.
So, all right. So this is another dude in a suit of armor. So what's the?
Okay. He's one of my favorite bosses in this game. And when it comes to dudes in armor, he has stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like for one thing, he isn't just doing physical attacks; he's shooting lightning. And
Sure.
Yeah. So he does.
I got that. Yeah. Lightning
Pretty cool.
slash. Yeah.
You see, it's called the Looking Glass Knight. In preview builds, he's actually called just a Mirror Knight.
Oh.
I would prefer it if he would just kept the name of Mirror Knight. And his
Bam!
most iconic move is when he lays his mirror shield down like that, and
Oh.
a guy
It
pops out of
shatters. Oh, interesting. And of course now he's dead though, so it's not like it matters.
Yeah, so if you don't kill him fast enough, then he can summon someone like 3 or 4 times.
Huh.
And also, in New Game Plus, if another player lays down their summon sign, sorry, a red summon sign, sorry, the actual boss can summon you, and then you're the one who comes out of his shield, and then it becomes
Huh.
you have to fight the boss and the other player at the same time.
Huh.
So that's only
That's
Plus. So
that's
it's
cool,
really
at least.
they showed that off in one of the previews. So
Huh. Interesting. So they did one interesting thing with a boss fight with a dude in a suit of armor.
yeah, since he was present in preview builds, he's probably one of the first bosses they finished. So naturally they put a lot of fun into it. So yeah,
Yeah.
he has systems.
Oh. And we're back into
This is totally not the whatever the bed of chaos is, even though it might look like it.
I was gonna say it looks very similar to like the God like Darkroot and like Ulasil and all those kind of.
Nah. This is a very probably one of the better looking areas in the Soul series. I think a lot of people can agree on that, but
Oh, hi there.
it has a lot of annoying enemies.
Oh, you're an enemy. Okay. Huh. Oh, is this gonna be an area with a lot of bottomless drops?
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, half of what you're seeing over that cliff is a bottomless area, so.
Yeah. Yay. So this is the what's the God damn it? What's the second area in Demon Souls? The area preceding the
harder.
man-eaters.
Dude, don't ask me. I haven't played the game.
I mean, the area preceding the man-eaters. Like, you're,
Yeah, let's call it that.
yeah, it's the second
No, it's pronounced do-da-da-da-da.
the Tower of Latria or something like that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, in the second part of that area, you're like you're brought up to a tower, and there are a bunch of like just bridges that are connecting you between all these like gigantic towers that are.
This guy survived.
There's a lot of darkness. How?
Because the enemy health in this game is borked. And so
absurdly high. I have noticed that there have been quite a few enemies, like admittedly this is New Game Plus, but there have been quite a few enemies who have had like 3,000 health or something.
I know. Yeah, I know, and like I've got fully upgraded weapons.
Yeah.
And like fully upgraded armor, but I'm still doing tons of damage.
Yeah. And like that guy, 1,000 HP right there, and you deal like what 200 per hit or something.
I know, and like so normally what you do in at least a Souls game, the number of enemies compensates for their health bars.
Yeah.
And vice versa. But in this game, it doesn't do that. It has normal health gauges for all the enemies, and then there's a lot of them. So
yeah,
there's no balancing to it. And Dark Souls isn't a game where you fight crowded enemies. I mean, it's just okay once in a while, but in this game, there's just too much. Like
there's
this
so
game is
many.
Really for like one-on-one combat. It's not like Bloodborne where it's really you have to engage a group of enemies. But even at least in Bloodborne, the enemies don't have a lot of health.
Yeah, like even in Bloodborne, like there isn't a huge number of just like gigantic groups of enemies who the most often that you find like groups of enemies are the really weak ones.
Yeah, and like I've seen a playthrough of Bloodborne, and like the player is killing enemies in like 3 hits. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Considering how many of them are there, 3 hits is enough, you know.
Yeah.
Oh hey. So
who's
I
this?
think she's a
Milfinito. Oh boy, that's
I don't know what they were thinking, or perhaps what they were not thinking. She's a Milfinito.
Yeah, she doesn't look old enough to be that to me, but
she's a Milfinito.
Who am I to judge? Like, maybe she just got preggers really young.
She's a Milfinito. I mean, yeah.
Oh wait, no. So she's Nito's MILF? Oh god.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh god.
Like, that's the lore. You've unlocked the lore.
Oh.
You got the next Vati video here, folks.
I feel so soiled now. Like I think I need a shower.
So Milfinito, that's a race of people, and it is related to Nito. So yeah. I don't know why they went with that name. They should just went with like Malfinito, Finito, you know.
Malfinito.
Just anything other than that 4 string of letters.
Yeah.
But they went with those.
It's unfortunate.
Ugh.
That's funny too, because like, there's so many times where like, there's so many times when writers just like they come up with this like, I've got it, this is the perfect name, and then they don't realize that it has such an unfortunate like inflection when the normal populace actually reads it.
Yeah, Dark Ring, Dark Race. What the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah. I've got it. A perfect name for this. Oh yeah, and yeah. Look at how much health these guys have. Jesus. Jeez.
That's really annoying. Because since they have great hammers, like it's really easy for them to break your poise.
Yeah.
At least this game has a poise system. On Dark Souls 3.
Have we talked about that?
No.
I think we have.
I don't think so. What is there to talk about? Poise doesn't exist in Dark Souls 3.
Isn't it still a stat that's on the armor, though?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a stat in your character that increases when you put on more armor.
But it just doesn't do anything?
Apparently. I don't know if this is the case, but apparently it increases your invincibility frames when you evade.
That's... Oh.
That's the only
Alright.
thing I've heard from what it does. So, yeah. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Huh.